one. See you later.
Derek Norris.
That baby's gone. Oh, McCann. Yes, McCann. What a throw by Salvador Perez.
From his knees, Perez guns him down.
Devin Mesoraco.
He has not stopped.
Russell Martin is homered. Wow. Jan Golds. It is gone.
Molina does it again. This ball is out of here.
Wow.
All right, that was the Shredders rankings 10 through 3. Brian Kenny and Dave Valley back here. The top 2 in just a moment. As Dave, as he mentioned, it's the tools of intelligence.
That's right.
Not the tools of ignorance.
Get that sign over there down
anymore.
Change it around.
We've got our own top 10s. Dave got his. I've got my own. Let's put them all up there and see not huge differences. I'd say at the bottom for me, I've got Carlos Ruiz in my top 10. You don't. You've got Mike Zunino in your top 10.
Kind of surprising to you?
A little bit. I mean, it gets thin right around there. But
22
why?
home runs. On the offensive side, he tied with Buster Posey for second in home runs. But this is a young man who's a born leader. I talked about that being an important part, the defense being an important part. He also led all catchers with 100 or more starts in catcher's ERA with a 3.19. He's got a really good feel for calling a game and, again, instilling that confidence in his pitchers that they can throw balls in the dirt, make that tough pitch in a tough situation and get the out.
Yeah, I mean, Ruiz for me is a guy, too, for me, that he's got the track record through the past years, even though I think he's going to be age 36 season. I know it's getting old, but, again, if you're a good offensive catcher, that means a lot on this list. I mean, you can see, look, 3 through 5, we've got the same 3 guys, Lucroy, Martin, Perez. It's just a matter of the order that we have them in. All right, at the very top, though.
Splitting atoms.
Yeah, no, we're very close. Now, at the top, though, there is a difference. I think Buster Posey's offense, combined with his very good defense and his pitch framing, by the way, he was number 1 in pitch framing this year, puts him over the top. And if I had to pick one guy, I'd pick Buster Posey.
And for me, it's going to be Molina. But Posey, as you look at his body of work, his resume, it's pretty spectacular. Posey, 3 World Championships. Molina, 2 World Championships. At that point, you can almost flip a coin.
You are, yeah, and I would, Posey's offense is so, and even in a pitcher's park, we're going to talk about this, it's still undervalued, but you love the control of the running game.
I still like the defense, strong up the middle.
Yeah.
It starts with your catcher being able to call the game, being able to shut down a running game, and also, again, that leadership ability. But Posey has it as well.
Yeah, it's a classic baseball confrontation, I think, of one guy with the great offense, one guy with the great defense, although both
Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, right?
Both can do both. Yeah, it's not like they're one-dimensional. All right, what does the Shredder have to say? Let's get to number 2 now. Another big year, another big jump from number 6 last year all the way up to the 2 spot. For the Shredder, it's Jonathan Lucroy of the Milwaukee Brewers. Lucroy is going into his age 29 season. He has, over the last 2 seasons, become a star behind the plate. He is known for his ability to frame pitches, to reveal strikes, as we like to call it here, and now also known as a force at the plate. He broke a record for catchers last year with 53 doubles. It was also number 1 in the major leagues. 373 on base, slugging 465. Lucroy put it all together last year, had over 600 plate appearances, too. With that on-base power, defense, had a 7-win season, 6.7 WAR, number 1 among all National League position players in 2014. So, yeah, do you believe? I guess he's making a lot of people believe, made the Shredder believe.
I believe, too. I had him in my number 4 spot behind Salvador Perez, but this is a guy very durable. I put a lot of emphasis on the ability to show up every day and get behind the plate. He's averaged 131 games the last 2 years, and then to add that offense on top of that, throwing-wise, he's just a tick under league average. But, again, great frame, great framer, revealing of a pitcher, but gives a lot of confidence to his staff, and they've got a good one right there. Very durable. I like that.
Yeah, Lucroy has hamstring issues. They expect him to be ready for opening day, but he'll miss significant time in spring training. Not enough for me to knock him down a peg. I've still got him 3. You got him 4. I keep him there no matter what's happening with that
injury. At this point in spring training, you can almost sit him out the first 3 weeks, let him play the last 2 weeks right before the season gets going. But they're going to make sure he's 100% before running him out there.
In a lot of these shows, there's real suspense. You almost want a drum roll and that sort of thing. If you're paying attention, you see who's not on the board. I think you're going to be able to figure this out. Time now for the Shredder's number 1 catcher in the game. Already seen as one of the game's top stars, yet another World Series championship as well on the resume. The number 1 catcher in the game is Buster Posey of the San Francisco Giants. Posey, for all his accomplishments, still just going into his age 28 season. Had a very slow start to 2014, turned it on in the second half, finished with a .364 on base, slugged a healthy .490. He also puts up those numbers in a tough park for hitters. Posey also threw out nearly 30% of potential base-stealing attempts, came in with another 5-win season. Posey is one of the best offensive players in baseball, regardless of position. And you need to consider those who hit at AT&T Park as well. Weighted runs created plus takes park effects into account. And it's there that you can see his excellence in the correct context. His 147 in this overall hitting metric is the best of any catcher over the last 3 years. It's also, by the way, Dave, 8th among all players, despite playing this demanding position, which is incredible. He's a great player.
What he has done this short in his career, this early, is absolutely stunning to me. He had 2012 MVP. This is a guy who last year in that second half had a .979 OPS, second only to Giancarlo Stanton. But you talk about a beautiful swing. Young folks, if you're out there watching, get a couple of tapes of Buster Posey and just try to replicate this, because it is a picture-perfect approach to the game of baseball. When you can start hitting balls out to right center field the way Buster Posey does, it's incredible. Remember, he came up as a shortstop in college. He made the transition behind the plate. He has a strong throwing arm, incredibly athletic back there. But we talked about the importance of leadership. And what Buster Posey did in his rookie year, he came to the big leagues and helped take that Giants all the way to a World Series champion. And, Brian, how about this? 10 postseason series. The Giants are 10-0 with Buster Posey behind the plate.
And just to point this up to him, button this up, look at his road numbers. I mean, if Posey was playing in a neutral park or a hitter's park, I think we just, our minds would be blown more by going, whoa, look at these numbers. His numbers are tamped down a little bit by playing in San Francisco. So Buster Posey, again, not a shock, is number one. I know you like Molina a little bit more. I like Posey a little bit more. Shredder goes with Buster Posey.